Hey guys, Thomas Asula Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, here to review Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tells No Tale. So, apparently, this is the last entry in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Now, I felt like the past few movies have been kind of faltering a little bit, so I went into this lowering my expectations, so keep that in mind, and there will be spoilers in this review. So, we begin this movie following this kid named Henry, who's trying to find his father, who we later find out is, spoiler alert, Will Turner. So, Henry's trying to figure out how he can lift this curse, and in the meantime, he's eventually comes across a way where he can talk to Jack Sparrow. So we meet our new villain of this movie, Salazar, this Spanish captain, who we see in his past has crossed paths with a younger Jack. We see that in the trailer, and we see that Salazar wants revenge for him escaping, essentially. And of course, we also have Barbossa making his way into the movie and doing his own thing, trying to get the trident, and eventually comes into uh, contact with Salazar, and a number of times him getting lucky from Salazar. So we meet this new woman character. I believe her name was Serena. I think that's what her name was. Um, they claim her to be this witch character, but she studies the stars, and we also later on find out in the movie that, spoiler alert, that she is related to Barbossa himself. So this is the daughter of Barbossa. So Henry and Serena cross paths at some point, and they're both looking for this treasure. And her and Jack are being pretty much almost killed when Jack tried to steal this bank and ended up stealing this entire house. And it was a nuts scenario where they were just dragging it along with his crew. And Captain, hold on, I have the notes here. I believe his name is Briggs or Gibbs, Master Gibbs. That's what his name was. Sorry, it's been a while, so his name kind of slipped my mind because he plays a slightly minor role here as well. At any rate, they escape the guillotine, or at least Jack does, and her with being hung. So they decide that they're going to team up together, that being Serena, Henry, and Jack, to find this trident that can supposedly lift all curses. So, Salazar is also on the search for this, but we learn that he cannot go upon land. So, he is stopped from getting to them at certain points within the movie. Now, I must admit there are a few things in this movie that are taken a bit for granted, but my notes here are a little bit unorganized, so I might not remember each and every single one of them. But there are a few conveniences here and there, and I don't think they take too much away from the movie. It's just like, okay, you know. The action here is a little bit less, I suppose, over the top than some of the previous entries within the Pirate series. Uh, I mean, the final act gets a little bit actiony, I suppose, where we see Jack trying to escape from Salazar, and his ship, Salazar's ship, is actually attacking itself because it's like this entity, I guess. Uh, so we eventually get to see Serena find out about Barbossa and that whole thing, and she sees how she was related to him. But Barbosa sacrificed himself in order to get Salazar off. Because they had actually gotten the trident, Salazar was taking possession over Henry up until they got the trident. And once he did, he was messing around with it and just tossing Jack around for a little bit. And then Jack's crew came in with the anchor because they were below the ocean, but the water was split in like an open pathway, so they were this is weird. They were technically on land, so, but I suppose since at that point Salazar was in a body that technically didn't count. I don't know. Anyway, besides that, yeah, he's Salazar is taken off the anchor where Jack and Henry and Serena are hanging on from. So throughout the movie, we see Henry trying to establish a relationship with Serena, and it's a little bit that part of it. They end up getting together. Uh, we also get a quick cameo from Will and Elizabeth, those characters as well. So they brought those actors back for the ending of this movie. And Will's curse, of course, being contained within the several curses that exist, apparently, is also lifted, so they are able to finally be free from that. And Will and Elizabeth can be together while Henry and Lady Barbosa, since that's what she referred to herself as in the end of the movie, are finally able to live out their lives while Jack apparently goes on another adventure. So, last movie, question mark? I don't know. Supposedly it is, but you know, what, with an ending like that, I don't know. Anyways, I think this movie was okay. I'm not too upset with it. Like I said, I lowered my expectations from the previous installments. I think the last one I enjoyed was the third one, I think. So this one was kind of, you know, it's okay. There's some, like, moments where it's just, like, a little bit confusing. It's not so much more on Jack's part, but more so on other stuff that just happens that I'm like my mind is just completely skipping out on, and my notes are a little bit hard to read right now. So I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. And if you probably seen the previous Pirates movie, and I mean all of them, you probably will end up seeing this. But you know, if you haven't seen the other movies, some of these parts will probably not make any sense. You know, Henry going after his father, which ends up being Will. That probably, like, stuff like that probably won't end up making that much sense. So there's that. Salazar as a villain was essentially almost the same character. I almost want to say as Barbosa. His revenge seems a bit more warranted to pass the years of younger Jack, so I guess it's slightly different, but I would say he's close to being the same character that Barbosa was prior. Uh, so, yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen the movie yet, this review is a little bit late, so chances are, I don't know. Anyways, if you did enjoy this review, if you came across it, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye!